This is On Air with JP. On today's show, getting ready for dirty, muddy paw prints all over the house now. 3 new toys have been entered into the Toy Hall of Fame. Racoon sausage. This is a real thing. Have the nitty gritty for you, and we'll talk about good people doing good things. Let's get to it. Well, the first snowfall of the season, at least here in Idaho Falls, means we need to be better prepared for muddy paws coming back in. We weren't this morning. Kitchen floor, living room floor, disaster. And Moose has some great big feet, so he leaves big paw prints. So just a good reminder, we got to have the towel ready so when the dogs come in from the backyard. And we didn't do this with Moose last year, so it's going to be another learning experience for him that he's going to have to sit, because whenever we have the door open into the kitchen from the back door, he just gets scared and doesn't know what to do. Runs back outside. So I'm going to have to work with him on that. Piper's fine. She'll get it figured out. We'll clean off her paws fine. Maybe that's what we'll have to do. Clean her paws first, and maybe Moose will understand. Highly unlikely. I mean, he might get it down the road, so we'll see. I wasn't excited to see the snow this morning. Got to be honest, even though I knew it was coming, not happy about it. Give me a couple minutes, Chris Stapleton, Post Malone, and we'll do Cody Jinks too, coming up on The Hawk. I'm JP, and there are some new toys entering the Toy Hall of Fame this year. In fact, announced earlier today, 3 new toys into the Toy Hall of Fame, and toys that I was not a fan of as a kid. Transformers. I would have expected Transformers to already be in the National Toy Hall of Fame. But they go in today along with My Little Pony, first introduced in the 1980s, relaunched again in 2003, My Little Pony. And a card game is in. The second best-selling card game in the world, right behind Uno. I don't know if I've ever played this game. Phase 10? Not a Phase 10 guy. Yeah, they sell 2 million plus Phase 10 decks annually in 30 different countries and in more than 20 languages. They're just numbers, aren't they, for the most part? So, yeah, Phase 10, Transformers, and My Little Pony. My niece was a huge fan of My Little Pony. So, I'm sure she's pretty excited about that. But some three of the biggest of the best going into the National Toy Hall of Fame right now. I refuse to talk about Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry in today's nitty gritty. So I'm going to tell you about Blake Shelton and Taylor Sheridan getting together for a new singing show that's going to be called The Road. It's going to launch on CBS next year, 2025. The Road will trail a headlining superstar on their journey to discover the next big artist, with singers joining the headliner on tour, performing as opening acts in venues across the country. They'll compete to win local fan bases, secure a spot in the next city, and remain on the tour. Headlining superstar, not yet confirmed. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be Blake Shelton. Interesting concept, The Road. Taylor Sheridan's got a lot of really good stuff out there. We'll see how this one pans out for him. History has been made. Shaboozie's A Bar Song holds on to the number 1 spot for a 17th total week atop the Billboard Hot 100. Now, over the chart's 66-year history, that song is now the outright longest leading number 1 ever by an artist doing it solo. There's been a handful that have had compilations or collaborations, I should say. This one, Shaboozie, 17 weeks. The previous reign was Morgan Wallen's 16-week with Last Night from last year. So congratulations to Shaboozie. Still a great song. I crank that thing up every time I hear it. That, friends, is the nitty-gritty. Racoon sausage is a real thing. You heard about this? Apparently, Germany is facing growing issues with raccoons. It's believed there are more than 2 million raccoons in Germany, and that number is rising. So they've decided to take matters into their own hands. And a German butcher named Michael Reese gaining notoriety for turning raccoons into sausage. Allegedly, it's fairly tasty. He's a hunter as well as a butcher. Raccoon hunting season is on right now. He was able to he was able to get 200 of them on his own. Raccoon sausage. I'll stick with my venison. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Rick. Heck, I'd even stick with the 80-20 hamburger. I have to deal with the fat. In fact, instead of raccoon sausage, I will go as far as allowing beaks and talons into my hot dogs and go chicken and other products with hot dogs instead of raccoon sausage. No, thank you. Let's talk about good people doing good things on 105 The Hawk. Sometimes it's simple. Other times it's amazing. This dude spent 2 decades in prison. He was convicted of burglary back in 96. Jacob Bell, proving that redemption isn't just possible, but it, in fact, happens and can be heroic. In just 2 months, he has saved 2 different lives. Guy in the right place at the right time. In August, he was out on Lake Waxahachie in Texas with some friends on a boat. He noticed a teenage girl struggling to stay afloat in the open water, and without a second thought, he dove in, swam to her through the waves, was able to get her back to the shore safely. And then in October, he was driving through Comanche County in Texas. He came upon a single-car accident, overturned car. The car was beat up and on fire. Inside the vehicle was a 72-year-old man. He was unconscious, unresponsive. Bell quickly broke the car's window. He pulled the man out of the vehicle, realized he wasn't breathing. He didn't have a pulse, so he started CPR. And within moments, there was a small pulse there. The man started to breathe again. They were both taken to the hospital where Bell was treated for smoke inhalation, and the elderly gentleman is doing fine now as well. Right place, right time. He says, I spent most of my life thinking I was a nobody, a castaway. This has really shown me that it's possible to give back and feel good about yourself. That is awesome. Right place, right time, and doing the right thing. Jacob Bell. That is good people doing good things. Thanks for listening, and get the full show with your favorite songs and artists each weekday between 2 and 7 on 105 The Hawk.